Man coverage is becoming more and more common in online head-to-head. It's tough because people are using good man coverage corners and throwing heavy blitzes at you. However, there are ways to beat man coverage that are pretty universal, meaning that you can use them in pretty much any playbook and any formation. If you stick around, you're going to be able to destroy man coverage whenever you like. Let's get it. I'm going to separate this video into two parts. The first part is showing you the way that you can beat man coverage with short routes, and the second wave is going to show you guys how I like to beat man coverage with deep routes. So let's start off with the short routes. I'm in cover one hole on defense from the 4-3 normal. Keep in mind that I have linebackers out there, so some of the separation will be tighter against DBs because a lot of people like to run man coverage with DBs, but the concepts still remain and you have to just adjust based on what players you have. So the first route, and the first route that I normally go to against man coverage, is a motion slant. If we're going to use tag again, what I'm going to do is I'm putting everybody else on the street to get them out the way. And so what you want to simply do is put your wide receiver on a slant, triangle Y, select tag in, and then pull the right stick to the right. That's going to put him on a slant. And then you want to motion him across the field and snap the ball while he's still in motion. So we're motioning him across the field. He gets open, and then you want to snap the ball. He's going to come back across the field, and look at that separation. The linebacker isn't able to press him because he's on a motion. You motion the route, so he's not able to motion him. And since Ted Ginn is obviously faster than pretty much any linebacker out there, there's not going to be any way that he can catch up to him. And this is the same goes for DBs. As long as you have a decent speed advantage, you don't even have to be that much faster than him. The fact that you get a free release and the defensive player doesn't react until after you start breaking to the inside means you're going to get a lot of separation. The second short route is the in/the out route. You would simply put tag in or whatever receiver you want on an in route. Triangle Y, select tag in, and for the in route, you push the D-pad to wherever the inside of the formation is. This time, you push the D-pad to the right. Now, if you have a receiver with like over 90 route running, they're going to break really quick and it's going to get you a lot of separation. I don't think Ted Ginn has that crazy of route running, so it's not going to be super insane like how it should be, but you're still going to get a decent amount of separation and a window to fit that ball in. Because you're running away from the defender and you're breaking away from the defender, you're able to fit that ball in there. The third and final way we like to use short routes is drags from compressed sets. You see, we are in a compressed set, and since we're in a compressed set, a lot of times, I'm going to say like 90 to 95% of the time, your opponent won't press man coverage out of a compressed set because it's going to be too easy to get beat deep if you have a good speed advantage. So this is a perfect chance to use drags. So Ted Ginn and Michael Thomas are going to be the receivers I'm going to use. Triangle Y, select Ted Ginn, pull the right stick down. Same thing for Michael Thomas. Select him, pull the right stick down. Because the DBs are off like 7 to 8 yards and Ted Ginn has good speed, he has a good speed advantage. He's going to be running away from the man coverage. The man coverage can't press him, and he should get wide open down the sideline. Well, not really down the sideline, underneath. Same goes for Michael Thomas on the other side. Let's move on to the deep routes. If you're new to this channel and you find this video useful, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. So the first and my favorite way to beat man coverage deep is by crossing routes, which we're going to do here is simply call a play like PA crossers and let the magic work for itself. We're going to put the defensive line in spies because you guys know the practice mode defensive line are gods. Now, the reason why crossing routes work is because one, they aren't able to be bumped that often or bumped that well, and it breaks like 2 or 3 times in the routes. You see here, it's like one break by the linebacker and another break around the safety. And if you have a speed advantage, it's pretty good. You guys know how good crossing routes are. You see here, the linebacker, obviously the linebacker isn't fast enough, but he wasn't able to touch Ted Ginn on either of his breaks. The second deep route we like to use are comeback routes. Most of the time, the comeback routes are only able to be used by your outside receiver. So we're going to throw Michael Thomas into a comeback route. Triangle Y, select Michael Thomas, and then press L2 or left trigger if you're on Xbox. Now, what he's going to do here is he's going to break away from the DB and he's going to break to the outside. When he breaks to the outside, you should have enough time and a decent window to throw the ball. Let's make sure we got spies on the field here. You go ahead and throw the ball here. Thomas should be breaking to the outside. And there you go, that's the separation right there. Use that to your advantage. So the third and final way we like to beat man coverage deep is by using the old school fades. You see this route that Ted gets on? It looks like a normal little fade route, but the way he breaks to the outside and releases to the outside allows him to beat man coverage pretty much every single time if the man coverage is pressed. If the man coverage is not pressed, you're going to have a hard time getting separation, but I'll show you guys a way to beat that as well. So you see here, I'm just going to put Michael Thomas on the streak just to distract the safety, and you see pretty much instant separation on the outside. I could have waited to throw it down the field a little bit farther, but you guys get and see how much separation that was. So if your opponent is playing off man coverage and you want to use that speedy release, what you want to do is you want to take that same route, but motion snap it like we did the slant. So motion him across the field, and when he's still motioning across the field here, you snap the ball. That's going to cause the DB to come down, and now you have a lot more room to fit that ball in. With a more accurate pass, Drew Brees is going to get that ball in there. We're going to throw the pass again, but I want to show you guys that when you motion snap it like I said before, the DB is going to come down, and that's going to allow you to get that separation. You see here the DB came down, and now you just lob the ball up. We can't get an accurate pass, but you guys see what I'm saying. So you can use the concept I showed you to create a play like this to where you have deep and short options to beat man coverage. You have the crossing route, you're going to motion that slant, and you still have the comeback route on the left side. So you see here, you're going to have a short option. The user has to pick one of those two to guard, but you still have the deep options, and you have 3 wide receivers that are wide open against man coverage. I put out a passing play last week that should help you get some yards depending on the situation and how you want to use it. You guys are going to see a preview in the bottom left corner, and I'll throw a card up in the top right corner. But even though this video over doesn't mean that we're done talking, you know what I'm saying? We still can talk in the comment section below. In the comment section, let me know if your team is going to the playoffs. I know that the week is still going on. We have a game tonight and we have a game going on Thursday, but let me know in the comment section. Some teams have already clinched the playoffs and some teams have been eliminated. Let me know in the comment section if your team has been eliminated from contention. That's it for this video, guys. I appreciate you guys showing up. I'll see you guys around next time. I'm out.